In the 20th century, one of the things that happened in the second half of the 20th century was the creation of the internet. And one of the things that Google and other internet providers learned is as data became more intensive, they had to move from a centralized compute environment to a distributed compute environment. In the electric industry, it's the same thing, that electricity is actually the most efficient way of creating energy. But in order for us to make all that work, we needed to move to a distributed electric environment where what we do at the edge of the system around flexibility, around visibility, around stability and reliability, and now increasingly because of climate change resiliency, is all going to be about the visibility of what operators see at the edge of the system, which then lands us back to the meter. And so that my vision of the future for Landis is that just as Google and Apple and Microsoft were at the center of the 20th century transition to the internet, that Landis is one of those companies that people will look back to and said, that's what got us to the end of the 21st century and actually helped us make sure that we can combat climate change. So my vision is that we are that important, and I think we can do it. I am definitely filling very big shoes. And so one is to make sure that, just as Andreas did, that I'm there to help and work with management, as well as the other board members, to really understand where the future is going for the industry and how do we best position Landis to provide value to our customers, as well as our employees and our shareholders. So keeping that as the utmost focus. The other is, of course, as I think about our success, is going to be on having a really well-articulated strategy, making sure that our people have the resources they need to be successful, and then being able to focus and execute on everything we promised.
When I started, one was the change from electromechanical meters to electronics or solid state. And the second one is the change from a product business into solutions by adding communication technologies and software. The first one, when I started, I remember our sales were about 80 to 90% of them were electromechanical products, and within a few years we had to change it into 100% electronics. It was quite challenging because it had a major impact on our structure, our factories, but we embraced and we did well. We were the world leader in mechanical meters, and we became the world leader in solid state, and I think the company should remember that and be very proud about that. The second transformation was more sophisticated and took more years because that was adding technology and capabilities to us that we didn't have. We added communication technologies, and we opted for quite a number of technologies because we didn't know which one was going to win. Power line carrier, RF mesh, cellular. Luckily for us, all of those technologies became relevant. And we did over a dozen acquisitions that we very carefully integrated. And with that, in adding software skills to our portfolio, we became the world leader in metering solutions or advanced metering solutions. That's what our customers know us for. And I think that's something that the company should be proud of. But if I look at what I hear from customers and I look at competition, I think there's two areas for which we stand out. One is reflected in one of our values, customer intimacy. I do believe that we are closer and more customer-centric than some of our competitors. It's also reflected in organization. We have very empowered and very strong local sales team. They understand the needs. They are able to anticipate our customer needs. They understand local regulation, and that's one key success for Landis+Gyr that I always keep a focus on. And the second one is we've always invested more in technology. We are perceived as the leader in technology. We're always a step ahead of us, and is that what makes us such a different company?
Well, the good news is that Audrey needs no advice from me. We've been working on the board for over 2 years now. So everything I know about this company and that I've done in this company, she's already picked up. And she has her own views and thoughts about it. So I don't think I need to give her an advice. Let's always, as a board in particular, remember what our mission statement is. Manage energy better, because it's a fabulous statement that highlights everything we're there to do for our customers.
And so stepping into a chair role of an organization that has such a great reputation, that's well-deserved, and such an incredible future in front of it is just exciting. And for me, the most critical piece is that the elements that Andreas talks about, which is customer intimacy, knowing our industry, and delivering on our promises, are exactly the types of things that are going to continue to make us successful. So what I'm looking forward to is actually taking an organization that Andreas has built, that is such a fantastic organization, and helping it to go forward and thrive.